So we're putting together our damask frame nightlight today. So it is going to be interchangeable. So it will have the front damask layer and it will have a solid piece underneath. You can choose to just use the solid piece without adding the damask layer. It's up to you. So the solid piece, the interchangeable piece, and then the other solid piece. So the interchangeable and the back solid piece will have the portion open for the clip. So all three of these layers I make out of either 1/8 inch or 3 millimeter, like Echo wood. This is basswood, I just happen to have it. So this is kind of how it's sandwiched in. So you just want to make sure that you get all the pieces, oriented correctly, and to make sure that they all are going to be flush. You do want to make sure that these are flush on each side. That way your insert can fit in nicely. So once you have confirmed that everything is oriented correctly, then you just remove, and this middle insert I use 1/16 for right now, but you can use 1/8. And I use double-sided adhesive on both sides. I have been using 3M, but I am trying, it's not dual bond, it's called something else. What is it? Orafol. I have supposedly the dual bond, it doesn't work well in like really hot places, and I'm in Texas, so I want to make sure that everything I make is going to um, stand the heat. So once you remove the double-sided adhesive from one side, you just apply it to or apply the piece to the back piece, and then just make sure that it is all flush, and then press down to adhere it. I always just double check one more time before adding that, that everything is going to be flush. So, yep, this looks good. So then I'm going to remove the 3M backing from this piece. And then I'm going to add the front. I have not created a jig for this because it's square, but I will, and I will add it to my Facebook group like I have all the other jigs for these interchangeable. What I like the jig, for is it does keep this space the correct width. So I do like it, and I'm probably going to have to make one for this one because this particular nightlight has been very popular. So I will probably have to, make more of them. So once I have the main piece, then I'm going to remove the 3M backing from this front place. I do use 3M backing on this as well, or I say 3M double-sided adhesive, because I find it much easier than using super glue. But you can anywhere or I say super glue, anywhere that I'm using double-sided adhesive, you can use glue. Um, I use Gorilla Glue. There's a lot of different kinds of glue you can use though. And these, the hardest part about the double-sided adhesive is you just got to make sure you get all of it off. So not a big deal, and I much prefer doing this than using glue on this particular piece, but I have used glue on it whenever I have cut it out without the adhesive. So once you get all of the backing off, and I'm just double checking, sometimes you can't see it very well. Once you get all the backing off, um, then you'll just apply this to the front. Okay. So then you just apply this to the front. I'm just using the table as, to get it even. So once I am pretty sure it's even, then I'm just going to double check. Yep, that looks good. And then I'm just going to press it down. So once I have this pressed down, then you want to take and sand the part of the nightlight that attaches to the clip and sand the clip itself. This is just to help it adhere really well. And especially if you have a finish on your wood, or you're using like some of the faux woods from, you know, Smoky Hill or wherever, you want to make sure and get that finish off to make sure it really, not say get the finish off, just sand a little bit and just make it to where it's going to adhere really well. And I'm just going to remove all of the pieces, and then I just use Gorilla Glue. I've used a few different kinds of glue, and I heard some of the nightlight makers like to use I think it's Star Bond. Either way, and then you're going to give it a little bit to cure. Before I attach the nightlight module, I do want this to cure at least 30 minutes to an hour without moving. That'll make sure that it's really good and cured. And then if you're going to be manipulating it a lot, I would let it cure a little bit longer than that. So we will pause and come back. All right. So once it is cured, you just test to see that it is good and adhered, and then you can insert the nightlight. So what I'm going to do now is just show you some, ways to use this. Let me turn this on. There we go. And then I'm going to just show you some examples. So, oops. I'll have to get it just right.